Hey guys, HyperX's Gamer here. Alright, so today I'm gonna do something a little different. So I'll be doing a little showcase of some of the consoles that I acquired over my lifespan since I started in 2005. This is the first console I've ever gotten, is the Nintendo GameCube. So really for this, I recently had how many of these? I had 3 of these. 2 of them which I bought myself as a little kid because I saved up a bunch of my little coins and I saved up and got myself a GameCube. The first one I ever had was one my dad and one of my uncles went and they recently bought a new one. Like all the ones I bought were new, none of them were used. This one I bought completely new, but the first time I had a GameCube, my dad and my uncle, they went and they bought 2 games, which would ever be my first ever video games I've ever played in my life. But they didn't quite like it too much because they didn't grow up mostly playing with these kinds of with graphics on all this. They mostly play like arcade games. And this holds special because it's the first ever console I ever owned. I had this for how long? Since what? Because I got this one in 2007 and I had it all the way up to 14. So I had this for 7 years until when I got my second console. This right here was the second console I ever had, the Xbox 360. Now with this Xbox, I had it when my cousin gave it to me because he had 2 Xboxes. This is the one he had first, but then it broke, so he had to take it to get it fixed. But as soon as they were fixing it, they kept saying, no, that has to be something else. They couldn't fix it, so he took it to another place. And while that, he got a little impatient, so then he grabbed the second Xbox, and as soon as he got the second one, this came back. So he was like, hey, do you want an Xbox? I was like, sure. And he gave me an Xbox 360. First game I played on that, let's see which one. I believe it was either Modern Warfare, or it was either a game called Turok, which is a game you can shoot dinosaurs and all that, which was pretty cool. Now we go on to the next one. So here are the next consoles I got, are little handheld games. So here, the Nintendo 3DS XL. So this I had the regular 3DS, but I went to a field trip and I lost it. So I worked up, saved, and I got a new one. And then after a while, I went and I got this, Nintendo DSi, the Pokemon White Edition. Alright, next set of consoles that I got was these 2. The Xbox One and the Xbox One S. So the Xbox One, that I got it from my little brother, which then he played for a bit, but he doesn't play anymore, so we just hold it off. And then shortly after that, I went and I got myself the Xbox Series S so that we can both play together. Well, there weren't really that much games because, like, it's Xbox. I know there are some games that are good, but we kind of played all that and there was nothing else. Which we go on to the next console. The PlayStation 4, which I should have gotten in the first place instead of Xbox because this thing has a ton of games that we can play. This I recently got as soon as when the PS5 was announced and there were out of our online purchases, but you all know how PS5 is, how they all sold out immediately. So instead I went and I purchased myself a PS4. Funny thing is, as soon as I purchased this, PS5 went in stock again and I was able to get my hands on one. Which now we go into the last 2 consoles I own. Here we have the PS5, which is currently the system I currently play on a lot. With a lot of games, everything, including with the new games coming out, like Horizon 2 that's coming out in February of this year. And we got Ragnarok coming out, hopefully soon. Now we go into the final console that I forgot. Nintendo Switch. That's another console I had. I forgot to mention that. The final console I have is this, the Xbox Series S. Because I was thinking about it, and the Series X I really don't need. The S is perfectly fine for a cheaper replacement, so I have that. So here's a rundown on all the systems. GameCube, Xbox 360, 3DS, DSi, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox One S, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox Series S. Alright, and those are all the consoles I currently own and I'll do a future update once I have other consoles too. Alright? Hope you like this video. Comment, like, and subscribe. Comment down on what was your favorite system you ever gotten. And your first game